Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for August 2024. We're going to jump right in here. You have this Wealth of Knowledge card. It says, connect to the knowledge in your soul and teach to help heal the world. You have this Unfolding Beauty. It says, everything is unfolding as it should. Surrender and live in the unexpected. And so let's see if there is anything unexpected coming in for you at this time. And your first row would say no. So you have the Two of Wands. It's like you see something. The Two of Wands, he is looking at the world in front of him, but he also does have the whole entire world in his hand. So, that to me would kind of say there really isn't anything unexpected, because he sees, he sees the potential of something that could be, because he has that whole world in his hands, and he's able to see that there is, some sort of new future possibility for him. It could be love for some of you, clearly. But he at least sees the potential. I always think of him as needing to make a move. He needs to leave a comfort zone. The story of the Two of Wands is that he is standing at the top of this castle, and he feels like he rushed to a finish line. He feels like he did something too quickly, and he really didn't enjoy the process. He just kind of rushed right through it, and he feels like there are no more new experiences for him to have. He feels like he's done everything he wanted to do, but really, if he looks closer, he has the whole world in his hands, so he can get out into the world and have new experiences, and that's exactly what the Two of Wands wants us to do. It says, leave a comfort zone and see that things can be different. For some of you, this could be love. Again, you have the Knight of Cups and the King of Cups. You have the King of Wands as well. So it could be like a water sign with fire sign with water. Could just be a desireful connection that's coming in for you. But this could be saying that you need to see that love can be different. And you even go up to the, from the Ace of Pentacles here, you go up to the Four of Wands. So this could be something that leads to marriage very quickly, or maybe you do meet the person that you're going to marry in the future. You also have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire. To me, it's the best love card in the deck, because again, there's like a whole family on this card. But also they have everything. They have the safety, security, comfort, protection. They have wealth, and they're building a legacy as well, and all that other stuff. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be, kind of meeting a person where you do that together. The Ten of Pentacles is also just, and the Ace of Pentacles, which you have next, is just an amazing card for building a legacy. And so, that doesn't have to mean you have like millions and millions of dollars. That could be part of it, but really building a legacy is just kind of like making your mark on the world, right? Doing something significant. And that's more of the energy that I get for you. It's like not necessarily about money here, Cancer. I think it's more saying that you're doing something significant in your life, or you are focused on working on a project that is more significant. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity, and I always say that the Ace of Pentacles is the card of potential, and so it says that there are no limits to the heights that something can reach. The only limit is what you put into it, right? The Ace of Pentacles has this garden at the front of the card here, and it basically says that the only limit is you. So, with the garden, it's like if you water it, feed it, fertilize it, and you give it sunlight, then it will grow, and it could grow, huge. There are people, I don't know, I got into this like weird gardening thing on YouTube, and, there are people that have like all these crazy things that they do to make their gardens like amazing, right? And they grow better vegetables. So again, it's like not even everybody's garden is the same. Some people let weeds grow in their garden, right? And so we really have to pay attention to what we're working on, and we need to make sure that we're giving it like the most nutrients, whatever we're doing. So if it's like starting a business, maybe you're writing a book, or maybe you want to go move somewhere, it's like you need to make sure that you're paying attention and doing the things that really give whatever that thing is the best chance of survival, right? And also a really good chance to grow. So let's see. With the Two of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles is all about increasing your resources. It does seem to be a pretty good money month so far. I've only done 2 readings so far, but if you are trying to improve your finances or grow your money, the Queen of Pentacles is all about resourcefulness, and she says that if you don't have to spend money on something, don't, and be resourceful. It's like, are there better ways to get what you want instead of spending a bunch of money? And again, of course, we have Mercury retrograde. It is popping to mind. Like if you're going to buy something, especially electronics, I would be careful. I normally never say that. The first computer that I started this channel on, which lasted pretty much for like 6 years at least, and I had it before I even started the channel, so probably 8 years. I had it forever. I bought that during Mercury retrograde, and it was perfectly fine. As long as you do your research and you make sure you're getting what you really want, you'll be fine. But again, it is popping into my head. I would be careful if you're like thinking about buying something. Again, you might want to wait, or maybe you want to test it before you buy it, whatever it is, if you can do that. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the World, big accomplishment coming in for you. The World is an accomplishment or completion. The Ten of Pentacles can also represent kind of an accomplishment. They have accomplished their goal of building and leaving a legacy. And, the World would also say, get out into the world, just like on the Two of Wands. Go have new experiences. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen and King of Cups right here. Definitely good for those of you that want love or want a connection. Even if you don't want love, or even if you already have it. If you already have it, it looks really good as well. But if you don't want love, then both of these cards would represent, tapping into your emotions and really listening to like where your heart is guiding you, and needing to pay attention to how you feel about things. Do you actually feel good about the things you're doing, or bad? And, I would do more of the things that make you feel good. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this limiting beliefs or limiting your abundance. Yes, you have to dream big. This card says Rebel on it, and says you're a trailblazer meant to pave the way for future generations. So it's time to really go for something. You have this Phoenix. It says they couldn't stop you. You're coming back stronger. And so, again, I think a lot of you could be going through kind of like I wouldn't really say Dark Night of the Soul. I think this card does say Dark Night. Yeah, over here on this side, it says Dark Night of the Soul. My finger's covering it up, but, I don't really feel Dark Night energy. I feel that just some of you have maybe been questioning some of the things that you've been working on in your life. Like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Should I be doing something bigger and better in my life? Should I go ahead and write that book? Or, should I work on that next project? And clearly the answer is a big fat yes. You have the King of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Four of Cups. The King of Wands about really going for something, being bold, being assertive. And, I kind of look at the Wands card sometimes as the true builders in the tarot. And you have the Knight of Wands. I look at the Knight of Wands as the card of being like a builder. So just putting something together and building it. And I feel even the King of Wands, I'm kind of getting this energy of building something, putting something together, or putting something together. This could be like a group or a business or an idea that you have. And I feel like now is the time to kind of like take that risk with the King of Wands, especially if it's something you've been thinking about. You have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups could definitely be a knight in shining armor coming in for you. So if you're looking for love, then it clearly could be a water sign. You have this Phoenix card, and the Phoenix would traditionally be the Scorpio. So I think that, for some of you, could be a Scorpio. It could be, you have all three water signs here, so it could be any water sign, but definitely I'm just getting love on this Knight of Cups. I think you've been disappointed in love, obviously, but sometimes I feel with the Four of Cups that he is saying, this new cup is new. This new cup that's coming in for you is different. And maybe you're thinking that everything is the same because everything has been the same for too long. And I feel this is saying open up to the opportunity, or open up to the potential that something can be different than what you've experienced in the past. This could be a very fiery person as well. It's kind of funny that the King of Wands is really standing out to me. He is very different than every card that is here. I don't know. For whatever reason, I see all this as like a much more subdued energy, but I feel like this person stands out, so you could be, it's like maybe you're a homebody and you're attracting like a party animal. I'm not saying this person's going to be partying, but maybe they're much more, boisterous, or maybe they're much more out there, or maybe they're much like a bigger personality in some way. So I do feel like there is a little hesitation, or you're not sure. And again, there could be, that was just an example. There could be, it could be the opposite. You could be more out there and they could be more like of a homebody or something like that. But I don't know. It's popping into my head, whatever. With the King of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. I think the Queen of Swords, she is cautiously optimistic. She has her sword up normally, but she has her hand out. So it's like she's willing to receive. She has clouds only halfway up her body. And so she's kind of seeing things clearly for the first time. And what's popping into my head is that I do feel, if this is a person, that you do see it clearly. You are, like, what you are thinking is true about the situation. So if you feel positive about it, I think it's true. I think things could go very positively for you, and things will turn out in the right direction, if you give this a chance. So I kind of feel like the Queen of Swords is saying it would be safe for you to open up to this. I'm also noticing we have a ton of people already in this reading here, so in all this. And so whenever I have readings that have a bunch of court cards, I always think that you could be dealing with a lot of people, or you could be putting a lot of work in with people to accomplish goals. And I think it would be a great time for you to work together with other people. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Three of Wands. Yes, don't miss this opportunity. Didn't I say this to you recently? I'm pretty sure. The Three of Wands says, what are you waiting for? And it says, take the leap of faith and go for it. Again, as I always say, I would never tell someone if they're not ready to, get into a relationship, or, I would never tell someone that they absolutely had to be with a person. I don't think that's true. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But again, I feel for a good amount of you, this is something that you're not going to want to miss out on. The Three of Wands kind of suggests that the boats are leaving. The boats are pointing out of the harbor. And, again, this person kind of stands out to me. So it could be a person that really stands out. And I would get on that boat with the Three of Wands. I also feel this could be just saying that this opportunity here is going to be very expansive. So for those of you, even if you do want love, but if you don't want love, it seems to me like there's a big opportunity that you're going to be working on here. With the Four of Cups, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is independence. Nine of Pentacles is also the card of gratitude and luxuries. So I do feel, again, that there could be a pretty good financial increase coming in for you at this time. I also feel you could be like kind of, I don't know, I have the word like diversifying popping into my head or something like that. So you could be diversifying your income. You could be finding other ways to make money, or maybe you're discovering like a side hustle or something. I do not consider the Nine of Pentacles to necessarily be a side hustle card, but it is popping into my head. So if you're thinking about doing something, I would definitely do it. I think it'll be worth it. Next, and especially, I'm also getting, I can't skip past this. I'm also getting, especially if it's like low investment, or, especially if it is a low investment activity. It's like, I'm starting my podcast back up on the Chris Rec channel. Go follow the Chris Rec channel. So I'm going to be starting that back up this month during a Mercury retrograde. There you go. I love starting things during retrogrades. But, a podcast, it's like very low investment for me. It's like energy wise, right? I just have to talk to a person for an hour. I don't have to like really think too much. I don't have to put a lot of work into it. So, again, I think that what this is talking about is something like that. Like, is there something simple that you could do that makes you extra money? And I think it would be worth it. You have this rabbit, it says pregnancy and fears. You have this dove, it says peace and serenity on it. So I do feel like for a lot of you that there is peace coming in for you. I would be careful for sure. I mean, wrap it before you tap it, as they say in the old country, right? But, this could be a fiery person. I think the two of you might be fiery together. I have to keep it, G-rated for YouTube, because YouTube is run by 3-year-olds. But what I would say here, I think you can catch my drift. And if you don't, then ask your mom when you get older. But what I would say here is, I would be careful. Could be very abundant. Could be a very fertile time here. You also have the Four of Wands. We don't need any shotgun weddings here at this time, so I would be careful of that. But I don't know. I think this could be a person that you're going to marry in the future anyway. So who cares if there's a little bit of an oopsie going on here, right? But the Four of Wands could definitely be marriage. So if you're wanting to get married, there you go. Four of Wands also about commitment. I do believe in this reading that you need to make like the 110% commitment to that Ace of Pentacles here. The Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity that I think you should take advantage of, and I feel the Four of Wands is just talking about the commitment. You have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups, I feel, could be a person that you're attracting, could be a water sign. I also feel, again, it's talking about allowing your emotions to be your guide. And, I think that when we really listen to our emotions, and we pay attention to the things that feel good when we do them, then those are the things that you should do more of. But I also feel there could be some things that don't feel so good, and those are the things that I would eliminate if I were you. And we even go down to the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is showing up in the area of the good stuff, and so, what I will say is that it's probably going to be good. I don't really look at the Ten of Swords as that bad of a card anyway, but I do feel that it is definitely saying, if something doesn't feel right, then that is a clue that it's not right. You also have the Four of Pentacles here, and like I said, the whole entire reading is really good for finances. So I feel like you're just stabilizing your finances by being resourceful with the Queen of Pentacles, and obviously this is a good thing. This is not a bad thing. So let's see what's going on for you here. Again, you have that peace and serenity card. I think that you are going to be feeling at peace with your finances as well. With the Four of Wands, you have the Four of Wands, shotgun wedding. So I would be careful if things get a little bit too hot and heavy. You might need to say, slow it down. They say, don't be in a jiffy, cover that stiffy. There's another one for you, Cancer. So I think that you need to not be in a rush to rip someone's pants off, right? Or and vice versa as well. With the King of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, if you're attracting love, I do feel, I like the Eight of Pentacles for love. I feel like this is a person that really would put in the work. So there you go. The Eight of Pentacles is also just great for your finances. And again, I do feel your emotions could literally be guiding you towards things that will greatly impact your finances. So I would pay attention to your feelings, and good and bad, and I would make sure that you're moving closer to those good feelings. I also like the Eight of Pentacles because it represents material success on the horizon. So it says that there obviously, whatever you're doing, there could be more money coming in the future. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Chariot. Chariot is your card. It is a victory. I do feel like you could be leaving something behind. The Four of Pentacles, he's holding on too tightly to something from the past. And then we have the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about setting yourself apart. And then we have the Ten of Swords right here. So if you're thinking about walking away from something, it could be anything. It could be, job, business, love, a belief, or a belief system or something. The Ten of Swords would say in the good stuff that it will be a blessing in disguise. So if you're thinking about leaving something, especially, the Four of Pentacles would represent something that isn't allowing growth, where things are just always the same and nothing is changing, then I feel like the Ten of Swords would say it will be worth it for you to leave. You actually have 3 cards here. I didn't even know that. So in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says life is a mystery. We'll start with these two. And you have this you are never alone card. So I feel for a lot of you that there definitely could be new love with that otter spirit. Someone very playful, fun, exciting, just good energy all the way around. I feel like the Bobcat is saying, listen to what's not being said. Bobcats have very good hearing. And I just kind of feel like it's saying, listen to the things that are not being said. Kind of read between the lines. You also have this grasshopper. It says, take a leap of faith. The grasshopper is a symbol of luck as well and making big leaps towards your goals. So I think, and you also have this rabbit here as well. And the rabbit can also represent kind of making these big leaps. So I feel like you're about to make a big leap towards success, but you have to make the leap. Again, don't just stand there at the top of the hill or whatever, the cliff, like the fool. I feel it's saying, take that leap. You have the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. A Knight of Swords would normally represent moving too quickly. And again, I do get that feeling here. If you're not trying to get pregnant, I would definitely be careful. I feel like this could be, is it the end of the world? No, it doesn't look like it. It's yeah, maybe you get pregnant or they get pregnant, whichever way it works. I don't know, right? I still haven't asked my mom how the whole thing works, right? A stork just brings a baby and, that's how it happens, right? So I don't know. But what I would say here is that I think that, even if it is rushed, it does look good. Although, again, I would try not to rush it. It could definitely mess things up. But the Knight of Swords is quick success or quick movement. Now I'm choking. So, God doesn't like what I'm saying right now. But what I would say is, again, don't rush. But I do think things are moving very quickly. You have the Knight of Wands. Again, I feel you're building something great in your life. All about building with this card. And, if you're thinking about building something new, I would definitely do it. You also have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, he's making the same symbol as the Hierophant on his card right here, and it represents a blessing. So I do feel that there could be some sort of blessing in disguise. It's popping into my head as an action, though, you have to take an action to receive this blessing in disguise. So this could represent, leaving something behind that isn't working or walking away from something that isn't working. All those things all that type of stuff is popping into my head there. So that's what I would do. But let's see. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Emperor. Yep, told you. I think you clearly are attracting your divine counterpart or a divine counterpart. I also feel this is amazing for taking action. The Emperor is ready to go at a moment's notice. You have the take a leap of faith. You have the Knight of Swords, which says take action. The Three of Wands, which says you need to get on the boats. So not even just in love, but if you have an idea for an Ace of Pentacles, then I think it's time for you to take that leap of faith. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is about turning, number one, patience, but also turning one thing into another. Can say you can turn a negative into a positive. You can also turn a positive into a negative with the Temperance card. The choice is yours, but I would definitely go in the positive direction. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands again, right? Oh no, you didn't have the Queen of Wands, and now you do. So, like I said, a very desireful connection here, going through the King of Cups as well. And so I feel like, again, there could be a lot of passion, desire, a lot of rapid movement. I'll say that. So, like I said, I would be careful, but it looks very good. You have this exaltation card. This card just says you are being blessed by the universe at this time, so I just feel like there are blessings. You have this harmony card as well. Remember, we have this card that said peace and serenity on it. I do think it would be a good month for you to kind of like look at your environment. You have the Nine of Pentacles, which is my card of the environment, or your environment. And, what can you do to make your environment more peaceful, more fun, more enjoyable, all that other, good stuff. You have this resistance card. I feel like you need to push through resistance, of course. Four of Pentacles with the Chariot. Again, I think that one of my favorite books of all time, The War of Art, the author says we feel the most resistance when we are closest to our goal. So I think that really, if you're feeling resistance, it's a clue that you are very close to your goal. You have this submission card. This card reminds me of the Eight of Swords. There's this bird that's stuck in this cage, but the cage door is open. So the bird could easily leave the cage and set itself free, and that's what I feel like you need to do at this time, is set yourself free. And finally here, I can't get a card. There we go. You have this negotiation card. I feel like you're leaving a situation where there is no negotiation. I think that Ten of Swords could be, maybe you're involved in something like a project, a business, a career. I'm starting to lose my voice now, and I had like 19 interviews yesterday, that's why. But what I would say is, I think that this is saying that, if you're in a situation where there is no flexibility, there is no negotiation, that could be the situation that you're walking away from. But this looks really, really good, Cancer. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.